what do you think about the women's draft? What do you think about them calling for a draft on women?
I was extremely disappointed when I saw that the Senate passed that NDAA version with the amendment to force women to register for the draft. Adding women to the list of people who are being oppressed by forcing them to, to register for the draft is a horrible idea. And I just wonder what the Democrats and the Republicans have planned next.
So why are you wearing your bra on the outside of your shirt? What are you trying to get across?
Well, we're saying bust up militarism, bust up war spending, disarm, and, you know, we're all for feminism, but not for militarism, and we need people to understand that women want peace.
Okay, well, when you do that, we're never going to have a civil discussion.
I don't give a fuck. I don't want to have a civil discussion. I want to call you assholes. By believing these ideas, you're inherently disrespectful of people of color,
so you don't,
of women,
really?
of gay people, of people with
How
depression.
How are we inherently disrespectful to those people?
Because your policies hurt us, and you're white assholes, white bros.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I'm
dudes.
white, and that automatically means I'm
So
gay.
are white guys
God.
not allowed to have any opinion?
Well, you have shitty opinions. Like,
I mean, you're allowed to be as rude as you want, but
yeah, exactly.
at the end of the day,
And
I
you're
mean,
allowed to be as privileged and much of a dickbag as you want. And
except
this is what you're doing here.
let's see who's throwing the insults and who's being respectful to you and not
You're
calling
being
it.
respectful.
Oh,
These policies
so
are
I'm,
not
so I'm,
respectful.
so
I mean, I'm paying my loans. I don't have
yeah,
to
he's
pay my
paying his
loans.
loans.
Yeah, that's nice for you.
We have these things called
white
scholarships.
Man.
We have.
So because I'm a white
because
man,
he's
I
white.
can, not
Yeah.
because I work
How
hard.
does?
Look at your ugly asshole face. Like, you are so into it that you can't even
This
see
is
it.
really
This is
funny.
actually really funny how pathetic this is.
I know, you're adorable. You're so cute. I love talking to guys like
I'd rather-
you because you're pathetic. You're like little worms, and I love it. You're so cute.
No,
So are
it's
you
funny.
gonna make a point, or
I mean,
just
you know,
No, I'm just yelling at
the
you, that's
vast
my
majority
point.
of the people who work for us are women, actually.
Those poor people.
Drew the wrath of the liberal website Media Matters, who said that their jalapeno flag cover was the sort of stereotype that ignores Latinos as a multifaceted community and relegates them to chili pepper consuming constituents. Hey, Media Matters, can I say one thing to you? Shut the fuck up. Okay, one more. At Mount Holyoke this year, they canceled a production of the Vagina Monologues because they said it offended the transgendered by offering, quote, an extremely narrow perspective on what it means to be a woman. Yes, we forgot all about the 0.3% of women who don't have vaginas but still want a monologue. I'm sorry, I love the transgendered, but if you're transgendered and you can't handle the vagina monologues, you don't need a vagina. You're already a giant pussy.
Whites are doing well is because we cheated.
Yeah.
But if you look at the data of Asians, for example, you will find way more Asian privilege than there is white privilege. Asians make way more money than whites. They're way more educated than whites. They are less likely to experience any kind of crime than whites are. They're less likely to die at work than whites are. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, they suffer from a different sort of racial stereotyping.
Well, they don't suffer. They're kicking our ass. Everything you can say about white privilege is more true with Asian privilege.
Asian privilege, I wouldn't call it Asian privilege.
Well, it fits all the criteria of white male privilege.
What do you mean by that?
They get better jobs. They get better educations. No one sees them as threatening. Everything that you can say that whites cheated to get is more prevalent in an Asian society. Okay, let's drop that, I guess. The dominant narrative in America is white people are evil, white people suck, we should be ashamed of ourselves, and
I don't think we should be ashamed of ourselves. I think that we should take responsibility for the system that we've created.
The best system in the world?
Oh, we do not have the best system in
Who
the
has
world.
a better system?
There are many European countries that are much better off than
Oh, you
us.
mean like the European countries with a higher density of whites, like Northern Europe?
That's one way to phrase it, I guess.
You don't mean Turkey.
No.
You don't mean Eastern Europe
No.
with the communists. So the only time you can come up with a system that's better than America, it's a country that's more white than America. I don't understand.
I don't know what to say to that. So.
Feminism, we need feminism because too many men are getting raped.
Too many people are getting raped. That's part of it.
Okay,
No,
that actually
it's
makes sense. We need feminism because more men are getting raped than women, and we need to bring that number down.
We need to bring all numbers down around rape and sexual assault.
Well, the cases of rape are plummeting over the past quarter century. All crime is going down. Okay, so, but then feminists should be outside prisons going, this is out of control. Stop prison rape. Stop prison rape. Leave men alone. Leave men alone. I cannot picture that.
Yeah, well, I think that there should be more.
Hillary for prison. What do you think of that? First reaction?
I do not like it, and I no longer want to talk to you.
That's okay. You don't have to. So, you're done?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'm going home.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep on walking. I'm going to stand here now.
That's a nice jacket, though.
Maybe some assholes over there want to talk to you.
Here.
You're in our space.
Your safe space? Do you have puppies or kittens in your safe space?
Both. Both. Both.
Yeah, see, that's the correct answer. Both. Are you organizing these young kids?
Absolutely not.
Right.
She's a young kid herself.
Are you a teacher? Stop looking at me with hate.
She's a union worker.
I'm a union worker.
Okay. And are you for Hillary or for Bernie?
Hillary.
Why you think? What do you think she's done for union jobs?
I don't want to talk to you.
Okay.
To me, it's almost like reverting back to the civil rights movement. Now we're telling fat folks that they have to buy an extra seat. Not too long ago, my grandparents had to sit on the back of a bus. It's almost like segregating folks based on the way they look.
I can't imagine. Did you really say that?
Calm down. Don't act like you're offended by KKK. You're so offended by me saying that your approach is so tough.
Why do you keep acting like a victim, though? That's what I'd like to know.
First of all,
well, I don't think we can let something about the KKK just sit there. I find that so incredibly offensive and offensive to the people who, at the hands of that despicable organization, have suffered.
You are coming from a totally different place than Jillian is coming from.
Why would you project something like that on
Because
stage?
you're projecting it, own it. If it is what it is, I would respect you so much more. Say what it is. You have a problem with fat people. I would respect you so much more if you said, look, fatty, I can't stand you. I hate you. Get the weight off.
Now, I understand you're passionate about this. You know, this is a picture of you with your grandmother. And you obviously...
I obviously hate her, don't I? Just hate her. Hate my mom, hate my dad. Why could you say something like that? You know nothing about me other than the propaganda.
You know nothing
May
about
I finish
me.
one statement?
You know nothing about me.
I haven't gotten to finish one statement. If you read my blog, if you go to actionagainstobesity.com, if you go to findingthin.com, you'll find out what I really am. And then if you want to criticize me, criticize me. Don't criticize me based on what the pro-fat movement writes about me. I wouldn't like that person either.
I did go to your website.
But don't say that I
say.
hate a certain group of people when nothing could be further from the truth.
I think one of the prevailing things that are happening here is that what I'm hearing is this intense sort of discussion around self-hatred and when you're in a bigger body. And I wanted to ask people, like down the front there, you who's 20, is your life better? Are you happier? Is everything better now that you're slightly smaller than you were before? I mean, I think one of the things
let's get an answer to the question. Are you?
Absolutely. And I'm not a little bit smaller, I'm a lot smaller. And I did do research into everything. I can still have kids, and that may not have happened if I had stayed the size I was. Like, my question to you is, can you honestly say that you are 100% happy and healthy? Like, you have no medical conditions whatsoever, you have no problems at all with your health at your weight as compared to...
Can we have an answer? No. The question's been asked. What's the answer?
I think it's really interesting that I feel like I need to justify my existence in this room.
No, but hang on a minute. You asked her to justify her decision.
I asked
she's
her if she was
asking...
happy. I didn't ask her to justify what her health issues now, or if there is any.
But have you got any health issues?
No, I'm perfectly happy.
I'd love to know, like, what do you see as healthy with eating?
Yeah, it's interesting that you've just assumed that I eat bad food because of my size.
I'd love to know, because if you're really healthy? Do you have any joint issues, or so you're completely?
I swim 2.5 kilometres a day. I walk. I exercise all the time. I am in a synchronised swimming team, and I really resent the fact that I have to actually justify my existence and my ability to live in the world in a bigger body in a way that I'm happy with.
But we're all talking about health tonight. I mean, the whole show is about weight and health.
No,
so it's not an unreasonable
surgery, and we haven't actually talked about the possibility that you can actually live in your life.
No, but we have.
This body.
We have talked about that. But all I'm saying is that a question to anyone about what they eat in the context of this program, anyone in this room, is perfectly reasonable, I think.
But it's interesting that they've only been directed at fat people.
No. It's not about being fat or not being fat. It's about what everybody eats. Well, it's about what everybody eats and what health is. You're
conflating fashion and
No, I'm asking. No. I'm not conflating anything. I'm saying I think it's perfectly reasonable in the context of a discussion where you've got research that suggests that people who are overweight and people who are obese can be more prone to particular health problems. I think it's quite reasonable in that context when we're talking about diet, we're talking about losing weight, gaining weight, whether people are happy or not.